Dear students and respected teachers, Namaste and welcome to today's English class. Today we are dealing a topic under Unit 16, Confirming and Denying, a grammar topic, question tags. Question tags, it is not so difficult topic, right? Since you have been learning it from early grades, maybe from grade 4 or 5, you have been learning it. So it might not be a difficult topic to you. And let me assure you that after this session, you will feel question tag even easier. Okay? So, okay, let me give you an example. You are a student. You are a student, aren't you? Okay, here's a question. You are a student, aren't you? So, through this example, let's revise the basics of tags. Okay, so let's revise the basics of tags through this example. So, what sorts of basics you can remember through this example? Let's see. Okay, you are a student is a statement part, and there is another part that is a question. So we can say that there are two parts in question tag, right? One is statement part, another is question part. So two portions are there. That is number one. And what else we can analyze from this example? The next one is, so statement part start with capital letter and ends with comma, right? Can you see this? Comma. Whereas in the question portion, small letter is used and in the beginning and then ends with question mark. So let me focus this point. Small letter. Most of the students, they make mistake over here. They might start with capital letter, but you must start with small letter and there must be question marks since it is a question. So do not forget this part. Okay? Question is a must. If you miss it or if you do not use it, then you might not get good marks. You might not get marks, right? So this is a question asked at the end of the statement. Okay? The question asked at the end of the statement. That's why it is also called a tail question. T-A-I-L, tail. Tail question because it is asked at the end. Why? What's the purpose of tags now? To confirm something. Okay? To confirm something, for the confirmation. The speaker knows that you are a student already, then why to make confirm? Because the speaker knows it but not 100% sure. Okay, so maybe the speaker is sure about it 80 or 90% and the speaker wants to make it sure 100%. That's why after statement the short tail question is asked to make 100% sure about it. That's the purpose of tag. It means the purpose of tag is confirmation, to make something conform. Alright. So what else we can remember from this example next? Okay, the next thing is, you can see here ox. It means auxiliary verb, okay? Auxiliary verb is repeated, right? Auxiliary verb is repeats it over here. So if there is auxiliary verb in the statement, same auxiliary verb is repeated in the question tag. And what else if there is no auxiliary verb? If there is use of main verb? Of course, then at that time do form is used. Okay, do form. It means do, did or does according to the requirement. Do form is used if there is no use of auxiliary verb. And what else we can see? Next point. You can see here contracted form. Okay, contracted form of negative, not. Right? Contracted form. So contracted form of the negative form is used over here. Like are not, this is are not. And it is contracted into aren't. Similarly, is not is what? Isn't. Right? Was not, wasn't, will not, won't. So likewise, contracted forms are used in the tag. So these are the basics of tags, and we have many more rules regarding tags. And today we are going to learn it through examples. Okay, through examples we are going to learn, or let's say revise the rules of tags. Okay, did I miss anything? Look at the slide. Look at the slide. Okay. Okay, basics. So tag question is asked to confirm something you know already, but to make it 100% sure, but not 100% sure. You are not 100% sure. To make it 100% sure, you ask this question. Tags have two parts, statement and a tell questions. Next point, there is use of comma at the end of statement and there is a question mark at the end of tag question. Pronoun is used in the tags instead of noun. I guess I missed this point. Pronoun, even if there is use of noun in the statement portion. Okay, I gave you example. You are a student. Instead of you, maybe Sonu, or maybe okay, Sonu. Instead of Sonu, you, there is Sonu. Then also here, what happened? He or she, right? If it is Sonu, she, right? So pronoun is used instead of noun. Tags start with small letters. I would like to focus again, small letter. Okay. Next, there is always use of contracted form of negative verbs in the tag question. Contracted form is a must. Next one is use the same mean auxiliary. Okay, auxiliary verb used in the statement is repeated in the tag question, and if there is no auxiliary verb, what did I tell you? What to do? Do, did, does forms are used accordingly. Okay, these are the basics of tags. So can we move to some more examples that so how you can remember all the rules of tags? Can we move? Okay, I hope you are ready. And moving to the examples. Okay, here is next. Somebody helps me, don't they? Someone is singing, aren't they? So what we can learn from these examples? Someone, somebody. So related, such related words. Do you remember the words? Let's see. Okay. Singular auxiliary verbs is, was, has, does. Change into plural verbs are, were, have, do. See, in the example, there is use of singular verbs, right? Is, helps. Singular verbs. Though in the tags, don't and aren't, plural verbs are used. Why? Because if the subject of the statement, subject, somebody, someone, subject of the statements are somebody, nobody, someone, no one and everybody, etc. If those subjects are there, then we do like this accordingly. Okay, we use plural verbs. Alright, are you clear about it? Shall we move to next? Okay, next example. He never comes here. He never comes here. Does he? Okay, can you guess? What is it? What the rules implied here? What is the rule implied here? He never comes, does he? Okay, so it has negative and positive relation, right? Do you remember negative positive relation? Let me show you on the board. This is a positive statement, okay, positive, and tag is negative, right? So this is positive negative relation. It is vice versa. If statement is negative, then tag becomes positive, right? You remember this. And okay, what else you can analyze from this example? Next, some more. Okay, let's see what else we can do next. Okay, see, negative here, contracted form is not there, negative lexical negation is there. Okay, lexical negation means the word itself is negative, never. Such there are other words as well which denotes negative, like never, seldom, not, none, nothing, nobody, hardly, barely, scarcely, and rarely. Okay, these negative words, if the negative word comes, then they are treated as negative sentences. Okay, and it requires positive tags. According to the rule, we should use positive tag. This is positive. Does he is positive tag. Okay, I hope you are clear about it. Moving to the next. We have some problems, don't we? She has a sweet daughter, doesn't she? So what we can analyze from these examples? Here use of have is there, has, have is there, and but the tags are don't and doesn't. So what does it denote? It means that though there is use of has and have, okay, if these has and have verbs are used as main verb, then we use do form. Okay, don't, doesn't. So when there is use of has, have as main verb, we use do form. Okay, so is it the same thing? Yes. Okay, has, have, had used as main verb in a statement. Take do, does, do, and did respectively, accordingly. So same thing is applicable in this statement also. See, Sony has to read hard, doesn't she? The same principle applies with a sentence containing has to, have to, and had to. Same condition applies in has to, have to, and had to as well. The next example, shut the door, will you? What sort of sentence is this? Shut the door. Command, right? Command, shut the door, will you? So such kind of sentences, it is called imperative, right? Please don't make noise, will you? Imperative sentences. So what happened here is imperatives which often start with main verb like come, go, have, etc. or don't, or please, or kindly are meant for more polite request. These are polite requests. So these take will you. In the tag, imperative statements talk about command, order, advice, and request. So imperative statements means command. That may also mean order, advice, and request. So those kind of statement takes will you. You got about it? Okay, let's learn more about tags through examples. I have some more examples here. Through examples, we will drive the rules. Okay, we will find out the rules from the examples. Derive rules. We will derive rules from here. Rita apostrophe yes done work. The work hasn't she. Okay, so what we can analyze from here? Rita apostrophe yes means what is it? Has over here, right? Has, because there is verb 3 done after that. So after apostrophe there is done, that's why it is has. So Rita has done the work, that's why here what is needed? Hasn't she. And here has as an auxiliary verb, that's why has is repeated over here. Since it is positive statement, negative tag. Alright, is your guess correct? Okay, next example. One should obey the elders. Student 1. Okay, guess what sort of rules should be there? Is there? Okay, check out whether your guess is right or not. So when the sentences begin with 1, okay, we begin with 1, that is repeated in the tag 1. And there is use of should as an auxiliary verb, shouldn't is repeated here, right? Should, shouldn't. One should obey the elders, shouldn't one. Moving to the next, there used to be a pond. There used to be pond, didn't there. So in such kind of statements, there, if it starts with there is repeated in the tag. Okay, there is repeated in tag, and then used to is taken as did. Used to, when there is use of used to, then we use did in the tag question. And since it is positive sentence, we need negation here. So didn't there is used. Alright. Next. Those books are good, aren't they? Those, okay, when there is use of these or those, then we use they instead of these and or those. So there is aren't they. The tag is aren't they. Next example, these or that. When there is use of these or that, is my pen, this or that is my pen. What happened in a tag? We use it instead of this or that. Isn't it? Isn't it is the question tag, isn't it? This is my pen, isn't it? Positive, negative. Next. He dare not speak to me, dare he. When there is use of there, okay, daring dare, then at that time this dare is repeated in a tag as well. Okay, so he dare not speak to me, dare he. Negative, positive. Negative statement, positive tag. But in the same case, if there is use of do verb, did, okay, here's did. At that time, we don't repeat dare, instead we repeat do form. That is, he did not dare to speak to principal, did he? So negative, positive, right? Let's move to the next example. You need not weep, need you? Okay, this is also similar to the previous one. Here, instead of there, your need is here, and need is repeated in the tag. You need not weep, need you. Need is repeated. But same use of need, and there is you do not need to speak. There is use of insertion of do. Then at that time we use do form. Do you? You do not need to speak. Do you? Next example. He apostrophe D better stop talking, hadn't he? So what we understand from here is this apostrophe D means had. You had better stop talking, hadn't he? He had better stop talking, hadn't he? So apostrophe D before better is had. Okay. Next point. Apostrophe I, D. Okay. Rather stay there, wouldn't I? So apostrophe D before rather we read as would. This is I would rather stay there. So the tag is wouldn't I. Okay, remember these 2 points. These are very important. Before better it is had. Before rather it is would. Okay, remember it. Next point. Apostrophe D. Okay, it apostrophe D be pleasant to see her, wouldn't it? So before apostrophe D before verb 1 is also would. That is also would. So it would be pleasant to see her. The statement is it would be pleasant to see her. That's why the tag is wouldn't it. Okay. Let's move to next. You would or you had, we will decide it after this verb, right? You apostrophe D obey your parents, shouldn't you? So here it is neither would nor had. It is should. Why now? Because you should obey your parents. You should obey your parents. Why it is so? Because it's an imperative, right? Like obligatory, obligation. So this is obligation. That's why this apostrophe D is should. This is you should obey your parents. That's why the tag is shouldn't you. Are you clear about it? It is should. That's why shouldn't you. Next point. Let me do this. Will you? When the statement begins with late, okay, L-E-T late, then the tag is will you, okay. But when there is let's, what happened? Let's takes, verb takes shall be, not will you in the tag. Let's have a party tonight, shall we, not will you, shall we. So, now look at your book, page number 177. What's given there? Study the following examples and note how question tags are used. So let's relate with your course book. So some examples are there. What does it say? Remember, it reminds you something. Remember, we usually use a negative question tag with an affirmative statement that we talked in earlier. Positive, negative, negative, positive, right? Positive statement, negative tag. Negative statement, positive tag. Expecting the answer yes, and an affirmative tag question with a negative statement expecting the answer no. Some more examples are given in your book. Examples like it's cold, isn't it? I shouldn't have done that, should I? I'm going to clear up, aren't I? Let's get started, shall we? Right? So, these are the examples given in your book. Now, you can turn over page number 178. There is a matching exercise. Okay, so we are going to do that, do the matching exercise here on the board, that is about tag question. Let's do it. You can try it yourself first and then check your answer after that. Okay, so the chart is like this, the table is like this. Okay, so let's read the statements. Number A, Don't say anything to Ananda about this. This is an example and it is already done for you, right? Don't say anything to Ananda about this. So this is imperative type, right? Imperatives. So what do we need? Will you? Will you is required. Now let's go to number B. I am supposed to be having lunch with you, with Kopila. I am supposed to be having lunch with Kopila. So what is needed? Am is there. So am is changed into are, right? Since it is positive, so what do we need? Negative. Are not. It means aren't. That's why this is number B. Let's move to number C. You apostrophe D better stop gossiping. So what is it? Apostrophe D before better. What did I say you? Had, right? You had better stop gossiping. So the negative form of had, hadn't, right? Hadn't you. Is your guess right? Okay, keep guessing for the next one. C apostrophe D rather have a cup of tea. So what is apostrophe D before rather? What is it? Would, right? She would rather have a cup of tea. So we need wouldn't. This is number D. Number E. Prakash went to the market. Went, past form. So main verb, use of main verb, that's why we use do form. It is past, that's why we need did. Okay. Prakash is male, that's why he. So did he into negative is didn't he. Right? Number F. Deepa used to crack jokes in the class. So Deepa is female, so C used to. When there is used to, we use what, which form? Did. Okay. So did in a negative form didn't. That's why didn't she. Didn't she is required. Okay. So number G. Junu had a wonderful dream. Junu female, that's why she had a wonderful dream. Okay, so had as a main verb, that's why we need did form. Did negative form, didn't she is the answer. So the last one is you worked hard. What is the answer? Worked, past main verb, past form did, and negative is didn't. You as it is, so you. This is the answer. I hope you have done the exercise and your answers are right, correct. So let's move to the next one now. Look at page number 176. Now we are relating tag question with confirming and denying. Okay, and there is another way to confirm and deny. Use of so or neither. So look at there. Engage yourself. Read the following sentences. There are some examples. Use of so and neither. Number A. Anu is a nurse. So is my friend. Nima likes apples, so does Sunita. Okay, these are examples given in your book, right? So what do you find here? So confirming something or agreeing, let's say, agreeing using so, repeating the auxiliary verb, and then what? Noun phrase, NP, noun phrase. So more examples are there. Bina never sleeps on time, neither do I. So when there is positive, okay, if it is positive form, then so is used. If it is negative statement, then neither is used. Okay. And Prema had a bath yesterday, didn't she? This is tag. No one is ready, are they? This is also tags. One more last is there. Zach said that he won the match, but I don't think so. So this is what? Disagreeing. I don't think so. Disagreeing. So confirming, agreeing, or denying, disagreeing. Right? Your unit name, confirming and denying. So these are the way to do. And you need to do exercises based on these examples. In number B, time for grammar. In time for grammar, look at there. Rewrite the following sentences as in the example. There are two examples given here. Number 1, tigers and elephants live in the forest. Now we have to write about rhino and deer. So what is given there? Tigers and elephants live in the forest. Same thing we repeat. And so do. So this is positive, that's why so do. Rhino and deer. So plural form, that's why do. Do, rhino and deer. Next example, Devkota wasn't a politician, Parijat. So negative form, right? That's why what do we need to use? Same form repeated. Devkota wasn't a politician, neither. Negative form, that's why neither. Auxiliary verb repeated was Parijat. Right? So similarly, the exercise given in the number A. Reena likes folk songs. Kalika. So what about it? This is positive, that's why statement repeated. Reena likes folk songs, that's why the positive statement, that's why so is used. Does, likes, that's why does. Kalika. Number B, Binda did not buy a watch yesterday. My mother did not, negative form, right? So neither should be there. Binda did not buy a watch yesterday. That is repeated statement. And disagreement is neither did is repeated, did my mother. Number C, Harry will come next week, my brother. So what should be there? Harry will come next week, so will my brother. So because it is positive statement, will repeated auxiliary, my brother noun phrase. Number D, we prepare delicious food, Shiva. We prepare delicious food, so does Shiva. Next number E, they never read English, Santos. They never read English, neither does Santos. Muslim, number F, Muslim don't eat pork, Jews. Negative statement. Muslim don't eat pork, neither do Jews. Number F, this is second last number, right? Hindus don't eat beef. And what about I? Hindus don't eat beef, neither do I. So the last exercise given here is H number. We haven't been to Elam yet. And Neelam, what about Neelam? We haven't been to Elam yet, neither has been Neelam. So you will be able to do all this exercise now, right? Now one more homework is there in the follow-up activity. Look at follow-up activity. Work in a group. Ask your friends what they like or dislike. First of all, ask about likes and dislikes of your friend. Then respond with so. Okay, respond with so. And the structure should be what? So or neither. Plus auxiliary verb or do form. And noun phrase. Example, Sony loves listening to music, so do I. So ask about their likes and dislikes first. So this is to be done in your classroom. Ask your friends about likes and dislikes. First of all, list out likes and dislikes of your friend. Then respond to it with using the structure, given structure. Okay. So I hope you understood about question tags and then the way of confirming and denying. So all those things. You are confirmed about those things, how to use, how to confirm and deny, and you remember all the rules of tags. So it will, I hope it will be a great help to your C exam as well. So that's all for today. Thank you. Namaste.